Hey kiddos, this is the instructional video, 2 wide open spaces. I'm going to go over all the steps a little bit slower so that those of you who are having a little bit of troubles with it, or if you haven't had enough practice with it in class, then you can practice this at home. So to start off this song, you're going to have your hands on your hips and your feet together, and you're going to do 6 bounces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now the words start, and you're going to point to yourself with your thumb. I want to live in those wide, your arm goes straight out, open spaces. On out, we're going to squat down and turn to the other side. Out where, and then your point, the buffalo roam. And you're going to look at your finger. Turn back, hands in front of you. Tall in the saddle. Now we're going to tilt. Drive in them cattle. Hands out. I long to make it my home. And that's the whole course. So let's go through that one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I want to live in those wide open spaces out where the buffalo roam. Tall in the saddle, a drive in them cattle. I long to make it my home. Now the first verse, you're going to cross your arms in front of you, and you sing, nobody looks at you. On funny, you're going to turn your head. Funny when you, on put, your arm goes out, and you're going to wipe it. Put on your other hand, 10 gallon, and then on hat, then up, and then you're going to put your hat up as you squat down. Right there. All right, that's the whole first part. The second part goes like this. It's a trickier foot sequence, so we'll go through it slowly. Your hands are going to be hooked on your belt loop. All right. Many of you will have shirts that cover it, so we're just going to pretend. Okay. Now it goes. Ride in the range ain't a game when. Like, I gotta do that over again. Ride in the range ain't a game. On game, your other foot's going to go back. Game when you, on have, your shoulders go up. Have 300 head to herd back. On back, your other foot goes back. And you're going to move this one, just is another tap, and then you're going to bring that forward again. So let's do that whole sequence again, okay? Ride in the range ain't a game when you have 300 head to herd back. Shoulders up at the end. Now, you have to remember that we're going to be on risers, so I don't want you doing great big steps, okay? We'll do it one more time, okay? Just watch me how I stay in one little spot, okay? Ride in the range ain't a game when you have 300 head to herd back. All right, and that's the whole thing. So the whole first verse goes like this. Nobody looks at you funny when you put on your 10-gallon hat. Grab onto there. Ride in the range ain't a game when you have 300 head to herd back. And that's the whole first verse. Now we go back and do the chorus again. The second verse, you're going to start with your hand on your hip, legs together, and your other hand on top holding your hat, okay? Ain't heard a word of discouragement, although, now remember not to put your hat in front of your face. It needs to go to the side. Okay, let's do that again. Ain't heard a word of discouragement, although I've been riding, you're wiping your hands off on your shirt, Ride in all day. And then again, like we did before, squat and put your hat up. Bottom, okay? Here's our foot sequence again. So hook your hands on your belt loops, and it's the same foot sequence with different words, okay? Skies are not cloudy all day, they say, when the deer and the antelope play. All right, so let's do that whole second verse, okay? Ain't heard a word of discouragement, although I've been riding all day. Skies are not cloudy all day, they say, where the deer and the antelope play. All right, now you're going to go back and do the chorus, and I'm going to go ahead and do that right now since we're going to lead into the very ending, okay? I want to live in those wide open spaces out where the buffalo roam. Tall in the saddle, a drive-in them cattle, I long to make it my home. Now the last part goes, we're going to do a little jazz square. Hands on your hips. You're going to step out with your right foot, step forward just barely. I want, you're going to cross that over. To make, on make, you're putting that foot back just a tiny bit. Make it my home. On home, with your right foot, you're going to kind of step to the side, and then you're going to put your legs together so you're kind of diagonal. And then with your hand that's away from the audience, you're going to tip your hat. Okay? And then you're going to turn. And again, with your other hand that's away from the audience, you're going to tip your hat. Okay? Bring it back together. I want to make it my home. And on home, you're just going to do your shoulders again. Home. And then you're going to kick out. And that last beat, you're putting your hand and your foot, cross it over to the front. And that's it. So that last sequence goes like this. I want to make it my home. I want to make it my home. And that's how it looks. And that is the entire actions to Wide Open Spaces.